1, 2, 3, 4. If you can do all your stuff, what can figure it out? That's how it chooses you.
Oh, hey, Teresa.
Hi, Claire. It's so nice to see you again.
It's so nice to see you. Welcome to It Chooses You, Smidgen Edition.
Smidge-a-dish.
Haunting.
I am looking forward to, I don't want to drive to Weld County every Sunday, and I don't want you to have to drive here, but I am very much looking forward to seeing you again.
Yep.
In real life.
Yep.
Very soon. We're approaching second vax status here.
We are. It's happening.
Yeah, I'm trying not to get too excited about it because it's still, my second dose is still like 11 days away. But it's been a long year for everyone, and I'm only really feeling it now that it's almost over. I was cool until very recently, and very recently I developed ants in my pants. So
It's also springtime, which makes us all a little bit squirrely.
also true in the best way.
Well, the Smidgen is my domain this week.
Mm.
And Teresa, we're going to have a Dramarama today.
Okay. Are we going to get in a fight?
No.
Can I say really triggering things to you, and then you can say really triggering things to me?
Well, we can do that. Or we could just watch other people get in fights.
Oh, that's much better. Let's do that instead.
Drama is not my go-to genre in film and television, but I have been watching 2 dramas, both set in small towns, that have been entertaining the shit out of me. And so I'm bringing you 2 television series drama recommendations today.
Yay! All right.
I just want to say up top, this will be a spoiler-free discussion. I also want to say, in full disclosure, that both of these shows are still being released. So I'm having that experience of watching it unfold real time, like we used to watch TV.
Yeah.
So I am recommending them based on what I've seen at this point. Obviously, at any point, a show can go downhill. So if either one of these shows ends up sucking, do not blame me. I didn't make them.
I wasn't involved, man. I'm just here enjoying. I'm at the very end of the process. All right. I immediately and forever absolve you for any responsibility for introducing me to TV shows that I may not ultimately love.
Okay, great. Everyone repeat after Teresa. The first show I wanted to tell you all about is called Mare of Easttown. That is Mare.
Okay.
Of Easttown. So it's a name. It's a little bit like the rural juror from 30 Rock.
Yes.
Because for the first week, when I heard about this show, I thought people were saying the mayor of Easttown, but it's Mare.
Mare of Easttown.
Mare of Easttown streams on Sundays on HBO Max. It follows Mare Sheehan, played by Kate Winslet. What?
Nice.
Nothing better than a middle-aged Kate Winslet.
Oh my God, she's so good.
And Mare is a detective in a fictional blue-collar town in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
This is for Teresa's.
Yeah, it's Homeland.
The basic premise is that a young woman is murdered, and there may be a link to an earlier case that Mare also investigated and wasn't able to solve. So she investigates the current case while trying to keep her personal life together.
Isn't that always the balance? Oh, work-life balance is so hard when your work is finding murderers.
Exactly. The unique thing about this show is that it's really driven by characters and by relationships. Mare herself is an incredible character. Anyone who's ever felt like their energy was the only fucking thing holding it all together will relate to Mare. And Kate Winslet's performance is brilliant. She is getting shit done and she doesn't have time for this. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Mare lives with her daughter, her grandson, her mother, played by the delightful Jean Smart.
Oh, I love Jean Smart.
And their house is next door to her ex-husband's house.
Yeah, of course it is, because that's how that always shakes out.
It's all mixed up.
Yeah. Well, and think about that, like the middle-aged, breadwinning, right? Who is not only, like, her mother's there and I'm not frail or whatever, but no longer earning, right? So she's got a mother, a daughter, and a grandchild, and she's the one who's working to make this happen. Maybe the daughter has a job too, but like that's a very complicated and difficult situation to be in. That's 4 generations you're responsible for.
Yep.
Does she sleep?
No.
Yeah.
Not really. And the great thing about it is the dynamic between Mare and her mother. So Kate Winslet and Jean Smart. Because Jean Smart thinks she's helping all the time, but she's really just sitting on the couch and playing some kind of like Angry Bird Candy Crush sort of mashup. And she'll always justifying what she did that was so important that day. And usually in intervening in situations ends up making a bigger mess for Mare to clean up. It's really relatable.
That relates to my experience of mothers very, very much.
If you've ever felt like you're surrounded by idiots, this show's for you.
And you want to watch someone deal with it much more gracefully, I hope, than I do, who doesn't deal with it by throwing her own tantrum, which tends to be my response.
The way Mare expresses that frustration is through a lot of sighing and that quintessential mom look of like, are you fucking serious right now? She's got it down to a T. Also, Mare's nickname is Lady Hawk.
From the movie?
Not necessarily. It's because she was a star basketball player and she was just so badass. So that's a badass nickname in my mind. But the thing that makes it even more badass is she fucking hates it.
Oh, wow.
She's like, yeah, you're going to give me a badass nickname. And guess what? It sucks.
You don't get to name me. Meanwhile, I'd be like, please call me Lady Hawk. That'll be my hippie taken name. Some people choose Otter. I choose Lady Hawk.
Those are going to be our names. We're going to start introducing this as It Chooses You. I'm Otter. That's Lady Hawk. Done.
Oh, my Lord.
It sounds like a feminist morning DJ duo.
It does, yeah. You're a Unitarian minister, and I run a natural grocery store.
As I said, the relationships are incredibly important here, as Mare knows everyone in town. I don't know what it is lately, but you and I have been talking so much about small towns. It came up in the episode we just released about Stephen King's It, and it's coming up in a subsequent episode that y'all haven't heard yet. The show really digs into ripple effect and the interconnected aspects of these small town lives. Everything for Mare is personal. Everyone is so closely connected to her. She knows everyone from a professional standpoint as a detective, but also from a personal relationship. So there's no boundaries between the personal and the professional for her. There are constant examples of her doing something publicly or saying something publicly that you just don't do or say. But she just does it because she's very point A to point B. Mm-hmm. She doesn't have time for anything else. So there's a really good example, without giving too many spoilers, where she goes to arrest a teenager at their family's restaurant, where the teenager is a server.
I can totally see it. Like, I know where he's going to be. I need to arrest him. Why would I not just go there and arrest him, even though it's going to be, I imagine, quite embarrassing for the family and very,
Sorry, I didn't make it clear. It's a female. Yeah. She has a county detective with her. So one of the plot lines is they bring this county detective in to help, and their dynamic's fantastic. He's a young white dude that they walk a really fine line with. Like, he, in all sincerity, says the phrase, teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
He's also gets it. So he's a very interesting character, and they go together to arrest this person, and the family says, yeah, we'll go get her. We'll bring her out just a second. And so they're standing in sort of at the hostess stand. Mare just walks directly into the dining room and starts arresting this girl. The other cop's like, shouldn't we maybe do this outside? And Mare's like, no. She does a lot of beginning to say something and then starting to say it louder so that everyone else hears.
I love that. So instead of the move where you start to say something and then you either soften it or you say it quietly and privately, she'll start to say something and then she's like, oh, you guys are listening? Okay, I'll make it easier for you to listen. You're under arrest for the whatever of whatever.
Exactly. She's just great.
Why did she and her husband divorce? Because she's so awesome and that was hard for him?
It's actually not clear yet what exactly happened. There is a plot line with him being newly engaged to someone who's pretty great. She's not bitter, but her sort of dealing with that, like seeing him happy and just not really spending time thinking about her own happiness,
Mm-hmm. Too busy arresting teenagers in their family restaurant.
Exactly. So she's a character who's always in control. And in the episode that I just watched, which I believe is the 4th one, she starts to lose control. And it's real bad, you guys. It's real bad. So there is a complicated dynamic happening on several levels here. So that's Mare of Easttown. The other drama, also set in a small town, though very different, is called Cruel Summer.
Cruel Summer? Isn't that the montage song from Karate Kid?
Is it? I don't know.
I think so.
That sounds right.
Bananarama rules.
Dramarama, Bananarama. It's all coming together.
Mm-hmm.
So Cruel Summer is a TV series that airs on Freeform on Tuesdays, but it streams on Hulu on Wednesdays, and that's how I'm watching it. As I said, this is a very different show. It's also set in a small town, but it's a small Texas town, and it centers around the disappearance of Kate Wallace, played by Olivia Holt, and the story with Jeanette Turner, played by Chiara Aurelia, who eerily takes her place as the queen bee popular girl, even dating Kate's boyfriend.
Okay.
So Kate disappears. Jeanette takes over her life. So there's definitely a little bit of single white female vibes.
Uh-huh.
Because Jeanette starts out as kind of nerdy. The show's conceit is what's so brilliant about it, as the episodes toggle between following Jeanette and following Kate, but each individual episode follows that character on a single date in 3 consecutive years. 1993, 1994, and 1995.
Okay.
While Mare of Easttown is character and relationship driven, this series is all about plot and tension.
Mm-hmm.
The action constantly raises these intriguing mysteries and then answers a bit of that intriguing mystery, but raises yet another question that is even more intriguing.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite in a TV show. It's like, I really want to know what that is. And then you learn what that is. And then that information is actually meaningless because there's another big question right behind it.
Yeah. I mean, for a writing and structure geek like me, it's a smorgasbord.
Yeah. When you started talking about following them on a single date once every year for 3 years, I was like, ooh, it's a structure conversation. This is not going to be relationship based. Oh, I get so excited.
Turn your brain on, turn your heart off.
That is a command I can always follow. Thank you.
Normally, what I really enjoy about a television series is seeing how the characters change slowly over time. I like a character arc. But because this show portrays 3 years in each episode, the characters shift before your very eyes from scene to scene. And there's a striking moment early on that illustrates this idea. Again, trying to steer clear of spoilers here. Because each episode is set on the same day, the small town's touchstone events are frequently used as a device to sort of ground that date. There's an episode that centers around this annual party that Kate's affluent family throws every year. So Kate's the young lady who disappears. So in 1993, everything is bright and sunny as Kate's conniving mother, played brilliantly and with great relish by Andrea Anders, makes her big speech at the party.
Yes.
So Kate's mother comes on to make her speech. So in 93, the first year, it's all sunny and bright. She's wearing a floral dress and she gets up to make her speech. So in this first speech, she's focused on hospitality, how wonderful and welcoming the town is. And she ends the speech with, so y'all buy some raffle tickets and let's have some fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
In 94, her speech centers on what the town thinks of them. She starts crying and she uses the trauma of what's happened in order to defend herself from what's being said about her.
That's a classic white lady move. That's from the White Lady Playbook right there. I'm so sad that you called me out about that thing I did.
That's right. The 1995 speech scene, it's shot in much darker tones and grittier style. She's clearly drunk.
Yeah, I was going to say, is she hammered?
She's hammered. She's wearing this like dark burgundy skin-tight dress. She starts her speech with the line, y'all, I am tired. And she's openly angry and accusatory to her town.
There's nothing that delights me more than a shit-faced angry host of a party. That's the best. It's the best because what are you doing? Like, yeah.
It's great. No, it's totally great. There is something funny about it. But what's really unnerving is just watching the veil drop, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking, this sequence is 45 seconds. And you just watch how someone changes very, very quickly and how the events that have transpired has shifted fundamentally who they are. Now, for her in particular, all that stuff was there, right? All that anger, all that sadness, that resentment, but you just see it emerge.
That burgundy dress was always there. It was in the back of the closet the whole time. I would like to see her in the floral dress and then rip off the floral dress and the burgundy dress is there.
That's because you always like a good costume change.
I do like a nice quick change. I am a fan of the quick change, it's true.
This is just one example, but it happens over and over again. And it's also really unnerving when you see those things happening with the younger characters in the show, because some of them start out super innocent and sweet, obviously, and then you just see what happens to them and how they change very quickly on a dime. And it makes you think about how you've changed, right? It makes you think about, wait, who was I 10 years ago? How have I changed? Maybe for the worse. Have I become more cynical?
I feel attacked.
Yeah. No.
It should make you think, how have I changed, Teresa? Am I too cynical now, Teresa? That's how I heard that. I heard my name all through that.
I was really thinking of myself.
Are we having a fight? Oh, you were thinking of you? Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. There's also some strong themes of believing victims. The show puts a twist on it, which is it becomes she said, she said. My feeling is, and this is my theory, so who knows, but my feeling is that where it looks like it's going is going to be a really fascinating trajectory of the question of who to believe.
Fun. I mean, Cruel Summer sounds amazing. I actually would very much like to do that right now, as a matter of fact, because I at least watched the scene where she's giving the speech really quickly and 3 years pass and she goes from being happy to being a mess. Love it.
So there you have it, everyone. 2 very different juicy dramas to entertain you through the end of the pandemic.
We're really just inching it out now. We're so close to the last hurdle. This is great. I think this is what I need to give me the momentum to get there. Thank you, Claire. Thanks for listening, everyone. This has been It Chooses You with Claire Patton and Teresa Sparks. Claire and I will be back next week. And in the meantime, please subscribe to our podcast, and download episodes because it helps us spread the word when you do that. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Testing. Great. Thank you for listening to It Chooses You. Your hosts are Teresa Sparks and Claire Patton. Our theme song is by Bobby Dart. If you'd like to get in touch with us, drop us an email at itchoosesyoupodcast@gmail.com.